Hello, and welcome to an episode of this. I'm going to be playing musical rockets today. That's where I listen to Pandora, and every time a commercial comes on, we launch! If there's no crew compartment, we launch! If there's no rockets, we launch! If there's a complete rocket and we manage to get into space, we celebrate! In the meantime, however, we're going to be trying, trying is an operative word here, to get all the way out from Kerbin, past the moons, past Duna, past, what is that, Dres? To Jupiter, also known as Joule. So, with that in mind, let's begin. I'm running a couple of mod packs here. Kethane mod is a prominent one, in addition to, I think I've got like some robotics parts pack, and the other really important one is FAR, Ferram, Aeronautics Research, something like that. Anyway, it's basically takes Kerbal Space Program from being like a sort of atmospheric simulator to being one that actually calculates drag in a more reasonable manner, which is nice, because before, Kerbal Space Program calculated drag through like mass or something, which is a little ridiculous to think about it, because you could have like a 1 pound lead like aerodynamic teardrop shape, and it would just be like, you know, the equivalent of a frickin' wing flying horizontally, which is to say not flying horizontally, and that's just ridiculous. I mean, come on guys. Okay, so let's see, for this rocket we're gonna need stabilizers are good, propulsion. Let's see if I can get into orbit. Okay, getting into orbit, step 1. Let's see. Oh, okay. Do one of those. That's huge. Oh yeah, that's the other mod I have. KW Rocketry. It lets me have these massive frickin' tanks and engines. I think there's, what is it, 36,000 pounds of thrust? 3,800. I was pretty close. And that's newtons, not pounds. My bad. Whatever. Okay, so we need a rocket fuel tank. That's ginormous sized. I want a reasonable sized one. There it is. Okay. Another one. And probably a rocket motor of some sort would be good. 215? Is there 231? Is that 230? 200? Okay. 250. Or, actually, now that I think about it, I could use some of those super powerful motors. It's 120, 350, 230, 230. I knew that was 230. Okay. This thing's never gonna get through the atmosphere without falling over dramatically and horribly. So, let's fix that. I'm sure I have other mods I'm just not thinking about right now, but I'll probably add those in the video description, and if I didn't, then you can yell at me and I'll add them in the video description. So if they're there, then please don't yell at me. I mean, I guess you can, because it's YouTube, and who regulates these sorts of things, right? Certainly not Google. Although they tried. I think there's some, like, horrible, like, we're trying to make YouTube less horrible, so we implemented Google Play or something. I'm sure everyone knows about it, except for me, who doesn't use YouTube nearly as often as anybody. I mostly just watch Hat Films and, what is it, Simon and Lewis, Yogg's Cast. Love those guys. They're awesome. It's not... boosters are... Booster. Too big. Reasonable. Okay. Well, music hasn't stopped yet. So, guess I'm gonna have to keep designing this thing. Okay. Let's see if I can make this rocket land on the moon. Yeah. Okay, so that's gonna be... what? The final stage? No, that doesn't make sense. Okay, well... need some... landing legs of some sort. Legs that extend. There, okay. 3? No. Symmetry. I said symmetry. There we go. Okay. think... oh god, I think that'll go beyond that little motor there. If it doesn't, it may be in trouble when trying to land. Okay. So, let's see here. I guess we're gonna need more Delta V if we're gonna get to the moon, so add a couple of these. Come on. There you go. And we need some, like, big arm thingy. Yeah, awesome. Okay. This is an interesting song. By the way, I started the station with the seed of, I think it's G-Resed, which is from the popular, well, I don't know if we'd call it popular. It's from the Tron 2 remake, Tron Legacy. I'm annoyed by Tron Legacy. I think it's a great idea. I'm really happy that it happened. Too big. Of all the series that, or things that could deserve a sequel, Tron was probably one of them. And the original Tron was cool because it was a whole bunch of, like, computer stuff. Like, you got to see what the inside of a computer might look like, or something. It was like a technical genius sort of thing. And, like, if you look online, there are interviews of, like, special effects people who say, oh, Tron was actually the thing that inspired... Ooh! Commercial! Launching!
For your holiday parties?
Okay, let's do it.
Find
Let's
party
do it.
platters, complete holiday dinners, and more.
Those tanks on the side are
And you can
useless, so I'll
pre-order
just drop them
online.
immediately. No!
Just go to
They're the only things
Rockets.com
supporting the rocket.
/order online
Okay,
for all the details.
so keep the tanks on until... I don't see how this is going to work. This could be interesting. Okay, that launches, those launch. Okay, that's gonna have to go at the same time. Okay, here we go. Here we go. That goes like that. No! I'm alive! Yes! You know what? I think we can do better than that because I just screwed up the launch thing. I'm gonna revert to launch. Okay, if we get the sequence correctly, then we can actually make it, I think, into space at least. Okay, which one is... That one needs to be down there. Then the tanks launch off first. That needs to go down there. Okay. I think we got it. I think we got it. And stabilized and go! Holy crap, it's lifting it anyway. Alright. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, boosters are powerful. Anyway, so this station is actually from D-Resed, which was in the popular Tron movie, and like I said, I didn't exactly appreciate the new Tron movie. It's not new anymore. But, like, the first one was all about, this is what the inside of a computer might look like, and it was cool. The second one was all about, okay, here's another, like, large sci-fi budget action-adventure thing, and I'm like, that's not what Tron is. Tron is geeking out over... Oh, crap. Come on. Yes! Okay. Thought we were gonna flip. That wouldn't have been good. Okay. Anyway, Tron's all about, like... Holy crap, this is the inside of a computer. I wanted to see what the internet looked like. Come on, they had so many opportunities there for, like, awesome stuff. They just squandered it. Okay. 75,000. 8. 9. Okay, so that gets to 100,000. We'll kill the power, coast to the apoapsis, and try and orbit. Okay, maneuver. By the way, if you don't know, the add maneuver tool is actually really handy. I never bothered using it until... I forget what it was that inspired me. Career mode, actually. When career mode came out, I couldn't use my handy little MechJeb anymore, and suddenly I had to use this maneuver thing and figure out how it worked, and I'm very thankful that I managed to do that. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that time break. I had to take a phone call and then do some errands, but we're back. Anyway, I was saying about the, oh, what was it? Oh, right. MechJeb and how I completely relied on MechJeb until I figured out how awesome maneuver modes were. Which, by the way, they're pretty awesome. In addition, and here's the thing that I had missed for the longest time. In addition to being able to, like, put a maneuver node somewhere, and then drag the buttons around, and then finally figuring out what all of the buttons do. A lot of things, or sliders rather, a lot of people seem to get confused, by the way, about the purple one. I'll show you as soon as this particular maneuver is over. But they're pretty simple, and they all have their use. Anywho, the one thing that really did it for me with maneuver nodes is, let's add a maneuver here. You can drag this maneuver around the orbit. It's wonderful. Anyway, this may or may not actually be able to make it all the way around into orbit. I've got high hopes for it, but I'm not so sure. Or did I just screw up this maneuver node now? Oh god. Oh god. Yes, I did. Okay. Okay. Wait. Yes! Haha! We did it! Orbit established! Okay. Anyway, maneuver nodes, I'm going back a bit, are really cool. Because you can drag them around. And here, I'll just show you. So, the two green ones are pretty obvious. That one will make the far side of your orbit go bigger. This one will make the far side of your orbit go lower in altitude. Bigger, I meant higher in altitude. The blue ones, they kind of turn the orbit. You see how it's like turning a little? It's hard to describe, but that's how I think of it. There's a fixed point, and then it sort of turns around that fixed point. In this case, the fixed point is there-ish. So I think it's always at the opposite end of the orbit that the maneuver is. That's generally the way how these things work. Okay, now the purple ones, which people seem to get confused about. I don't understand why. It's really simple. You lift the top purple one, and it tilts that way. You lower the bottom purple one, and it tilts the other way, centered on the maneuver node axis. Pretty simple, actually. And again, coolest thing about maneuver nodes, you can move them wherever the heck you like. So let's say this rocket had enough, and it doesn't, to get to the moon. And it doesn't. Said that twice, but it's still true. Then I could add a maneuver and say, okay, I want it to be really big, near second orbit of the moon. Ooh, actually this one's there. But, you know, it's not actually doing anything. I just drag it around until... There, see look. Moon sphere of influence. It's brilliant. Before that, I didn't realize you could move maneuver nodes around. It was awful. Anyway, so we achieved orbit, which is what we wanted to do with this little spacecraft, so... I don't have a way of getting him
We're the Southern California
out
Honda
of
dealers,
orbit,
and as you may have heard,
per se,
it's our job to be helpful. Sometimes that means helping schools
could
by
prove
providing needed
interesting.
supplies.